reactions were to the Charlie Hebdo constellation of events, particularly the first cartoon, that feels to me like you're saying your mother is a slut or stomping on somebody's instep.
You're asking what the reaction to the killings are, or the reaction to the first cartoon, did you say?
The artistic license. Is there such a thing in that case?
Well, not when you're dealing with psychopaths, there isn't. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. I think you're dealing with people who are insane then, and it's hard to make rules to work around. I admire what the artists, the cartoonists were doing. Some of it is appalling to me. I mean, the statements, the cartoon statements are kind of vile, but really, that's what freedom of speech is. You're supposed to be able to express vile, sentiments, and I express vile sentiments. I often won't send them anywhere, but they say things I can't believe I say around the house and draw things, and one should have the right to do that, but one doesn't.
Cartooning that they were doing leading up to the moment seemed almost like a game of chicken a little bit too. I mean,
totally, and I understand the game of chicken, the right to wear the veil and stuff, and it was comparing how religion is, how harsh it is, and equating that with the shooting, and I think they're two different things. I mean, you can be religiously, you can be a fundamentalist, and maybe that's the wrong word, but you can be extremely religious and not have to censor everybody and kill it.
The tenor over the last 16 years has really changed in the way people speak, or write, and it is palpable. I mean, there is a difference, and I see it also in other aspects where you're talking religion or politics. We've become such a polarized country, and I see that in extremes in religion as well. I remember listening to him. I think she was from Dartmouth, a theology professor, and she said it wasn't a coincidence that these extremes were all taking place at the same time on religion and politics.
But the religious extremes have been around forever. I mean,
no, but it's more invaded my my world, which that certainly wasn't. You talked about guns. I mean, that's an incredibly polarizing conversation to have. There's no middle ground. There's absolutely no middle ground. So that's what I'm saying. That has definitely changed since I've been in office.
Do you think that the correspondence or whatever it is you're getting, I mean, I think a lot of it's the anonymity of the internet. Is a lot of the stuff coming to you on the internet, or is it? I mean, people don't have to account for what they've said. You can say anything.
Well, they're signing it.
They're signing it.
Well, I mean, if it was anonymous, I would say that, but no, they're signing it. They're giving you their address, and
wow.
And you've got their email. So it's not. No, I don't. People, when they call up to express that, are right. They're not being shy about who they are, or
They're being emboldened by the fact that they're able to.
Yeah.
It seems like it's getting.
But it's a
amped
different
up.
dialogue. It's different. It's not. It's less tolerant. That's what I'm saying. There's less tolerance.
It's not so much the anonymity as there's some way in which it kind of bypasses a whole bunch of superego type senators and goes right to the limbic system, so that you have this kind of reptilian response happening, like you've stepped on a snake and it just bites you without even thinking about it. And that seems to me, there's the speed of it has something to do with that they're responding in that way. In terms of content, though, I think it's possible to overstate the level, the degree to which acrimony and polarization are new things or are worsened right now. I don't know, I was reading Hofstadter's book, Politics and the Paranoia and the Politics of the American Mind, whatever that book's called. And they describe this sort of gun debate in Congress with these guys who drove from Arkansas through the night, to Tom Dodd's committee or something, to make some huge statement. It just seemed like something I could have read about today. except that it probably would have been more people because they would have used social media to get more people to come. But those strains have been around, like everything Trump's saying right now has been around
Well,
forever.
let's go back to the early days of our republic. The founding fathers were not nice to each other.
Right.
Right.
I mean, Adams and Jefferson didn't talk to each other for 30 years because of the things that they said to each other during presidential campaigns. I think it's the fact that we now have so much available technologically, television, radio, and the internet, that we feel that it's somehow that it's different. But I think it's always, it's been there. It's part of the, you know, what do they say about democracies? They're messy. And this is part of the messiness of a democracy.
Jefferson used the seditious libel laws to sue the Hartford Courant, and went up for technical reasons, went all the way to the Supreme Court. But he didn't like what Federalists were saying about him in the state of Connecticut, and he used seditious libel laws to sue a whole bunch of people in Connecticut, including newspapers.
Well, the Federalists used the
Yeah.
Alien and Sedition Acts to.
Yeah.
The fact that these are questions that are deeply engaging to everybody. And perhaps in that, if in nothing else, we find commonalities. I would like to thank our 4 panelists who have been wonderful today.